Today I'm going to share 15 mood boards that you can use in Midjourney. These are all free, and you may have seen some of them before, but there's a few new ones in here for you to try. I'm going to display the code on the screen, but also in the description below, so you can add them to your prompt. But along the way, I'm also going to share a few tips that you can use to maximize the quality and diversity when using these mood boards. The first mood board is called Iridescent Reflection. And the idea behind it is that we have a very iridescent color palette, but also a very highly reflective sort of element added into all the images. As you can see, I've got the prompt in the bottom left-hand corner for all these images, but they all use this mood board and all have that very iridescent reflection or glow to them. So definitely have a play with this one if you want to create something that has this very bright, sort of very eye-catching effect with these colors. But back to one you may have seen previously, and that is Cyberpunk Hannya. And I've decided I'm going to try and put all these in the one place, which is kind of like the purpose of this video. But you can see how we get that real kind of neon, very pink heavy style, very kind of cartoony, comic-y, sometimes anime style. And a lot of it has actually kind of got that vector-friendly sort of style to it, but not always. But it has a very modern street vibe to it, has a lot of those glows, a lot of that really cool modern feel to everything that it produces. So I think this can be a great one because it has a bit of a transformative effect on your images as well as the look and feel. And just remember, if you're using one of these mood boards, if you come up to the drop down up here and go to stylization, if you find the mood board is being a little bit too influential on your images, you can dial it down from the default of 100 anywhere to 50 or 0, or you actually bring it up if you want to multiply and improve the influence of your mood boards. But if 50 or 100 isn't really working for you, just come up the top here, type in --S for stylize, and then you can type in any number from 0 to 1 to 23, all up to the default of 100 or even up to the maximum of 1000. So the more you dial things up, the more influence the mood board has. The more you bring it down, the less influence it has. Now, I've used a stylize of 400 on all the images I'm showing you today. And if I come down, you can see here with this image, we're using iridescent reflection with a stylize of 10, and it's not really having a massive impact. But using that exact same seed, even bringing it up to 75, which is lower than the default, already has a pretty big effect. So you can use that if you want to kind of like find a halfway point with these mood boards, or if you really want to double down. But moving on to the next mood board, we have Zentanglement. So this is taking a mixture of not only that Zentangle style, but also a few photographic elements that match it. And we're able to get this very unique style with a lot of detail, a lot of the Zentangle sort of elements and spinning spirally bits and pieces, but also added in with some realistic texture. And that way we get some very unique images, which kind of relies on not only that as a way of laying things out, but these unique textures to add a little bit more to the elements within the image. So that one can be a lot of fun to play with as well if you want something very unique. And next we have Dystopian Vaporwave, which is probably one of the most well-known free mood boards I have out there. But I did this back early on, and it always has such an impressive effect. We get those vaporwave elements like the sun. We get like kind of this scan line effect like in the eyes of this image, but also that heavy pink color with a little touch of cyan, and always a very futuristic feel, very graphical looking imagery. So it's not just the lighting, it is the elements that it adds in. It does a really good job of creating some interesting imagery if you are a fan of this style. But moving on, we have Bots and Cons, which is actually me uploading a whole bunch of my old artwork, which was me taking photos of old Transformers figures and photoshopping them up. And when I added them on there, the result I got was not what I expected. Everything has a very unique look. There's a lot of grit, but high contrast colors. Very, very strong lighting, like very white lighting, high contrast shadows, but also occasionally adds in that robot element into a lot of this stuff, and sometimes a bit of a toy element to it. It just has a very particular sort of look, but I can't quite put my finger on it, but I really love how well it all turned out. This is not what I expected when I made this mood board, but it can be a lot of fun to play with, especially if you mix in with other mood boards. But if you're looking for even more, just remember I have a full mood board pack on my website, over 100 mood boards, and this has had a lot of really positive response. So I highly recommend you check that out if you're looking for even more mood boards to add to your images. But on top of that, if you're looking for the mood board codes for today's video, once again, they are in the description below, but also I have a link to a PDF which has them all with some images and even a few more that I haven't put in this video. So if you want to check that out, head to the link. You will need to subscribe to my email newsletter, but you can get that one for free, no cost, and that way you have a visual reference that you can turn to. But next we have dark vector. So this mood board does create almost vector style images, highly detailed for vector, but it also creates something that has a bit of a dark mood, relies a lot on very sort of deep reds, and just the tone of it all has a very dark tone. But there are also some very cold shadows, so you get like some blues and teals in the shadows, but overall it has a warm but dark feeling to the images it produces, and typically with very flat colors. So you could probably convert these to vector and create some vector graphics with it pretty easily. And then moving on, we have pixel art. So this mood board, I really took a lot of time to curate a lot of different pixelized images and pixel art images in order to make sure we get that nice simple style with actual square pixels. In the past, you used to get kind of like a pixel style. It wasn't quite square, but this is a great way to produce a lot of very, very spot on pixelized looking graphics. And it has a pretty consistent impact across the board. So another one worth checking out if you're looking to create some pixel art using AI. Glitchesque. This has a really cool digital glitch style that, for one, this is a great one to experiment with the stylized slider because you can introduce dial up or dial down this very sort of digital glitchy sort of effect that really sticks to your images and often has that little bit of a color bleed and a lot of really cool artifacts kind of overlaid over your subject. This one I have a lot of fun with in the past, and once again, especially if you're mixing mood boards, you get some pretty unique effects. Another quick tip is if you look at this image here of an intense stare down from an ancient warrior using Iridescent Reflection, Glitchesque, and Zentanglement, we get a few different sort of effects. But if I decided I wanted to mix, I could come down to use this prompt. And notice how we have the one profile here. If I hit space, I can type in another code, or I can come over here and click on Glitchesque and actually combine two mood boards together. So when I submit that, we're able to create some images that is a mix of the two mood boards. But you don't just have to stick with two. I can click use again, come down, add Iridescent Reflection. I've had as many as 5 or 6 of these and blended them together to create something really interesting. So again, if I submit using 3 different mood boards, we can experiment and mix and match to get different effects. And it's a really, really fun way to take your mood boards to the next level by using more than one in your prompt. Now, this one is actually one that I created in my mood board tutorial about how to create better mood boards. Ukiyo-E Comic Red, so the idea of a ukiyo-e style of image, and then dialed down to a particular color palette and a particular illustration style, which has pulled it into more of a modern comic sort of mixed in with ukiyo-e. And I really love the way it adds in various elements, has a very particular style to it, and just creates really interesting images, and I nearly always get good compliments from the images that I create using this mood board. It's not for everyone, but definitely one worth trying out if you see something here that interests you. Candy skull madness. So I got not only pictures of candy skulls, but other images that sort of incorporate the elements, and was able to create a mood board which not only adds a bit of color to your images, but adds in a lot of those candy skull elements as part of the texture, but it adds it a little bit everywhere. It doesn't sort of steer straight to the face. It'll add it to things like the suit and to things like obviously with the car here, but it not only just sort of like paints those elements on, it sometimes adds the elements. So this can be a really great one if you're looking for something colorful and something bright that really stands out. Now, Gigeresque Dystopia. Now, I didn't use HR Giga work for this particular mood board, but I produced a bunch of very HR Giga inspired images to create this mood board and hand-picked out the ones I think really have a nice kind of almost cinematic three-dimensional element to it, whilst having his sort of style melded in. So you can see how these images here, they all have that muted biomechanical style, and I really love playing with this one because it is really quite strong, and in many cases you actually have to dial it down because it might go a little too far. But you can see here how we get some really awesome imagery using this mood board. Age of Stone is about trying to add in that stone texture into almost anything that you do. So this is a great way to get unique images where instead of actually having to prompt for stonework, which can change the nature of the subject, we apply it with a mood board, and it quite often applies it to the subject in a very unique way. So you can see here how everything has a little bit of a stone texture to it. The colors, it relies a lot on it as a material. So it's a really great way to sort of blend in, and also an example of what you can do if you take certain elements and find images to mix them up into a mood board to get some unique images out of Midjourney. But coming back to our little grid here, another tip I have is if you've got a very particular style you like from this one image, just remember you can type in your prompt And then on top of that, instead of using a mood board, you can just click and drag this in as a style reference. So now when I create this image, see how we get a similar vibe and color by using that style reference. But you don't just have to stop there. What we can do is create a whole bunch of images. So I can take this prompt, change the subject, and using permutations, create a series of prompts. So I've got 4 different prompts here with the same style reference. I can submit that. And now I have a series of images, all with that similar effect. But because I've chosen a bunch of different subjects, I've got a little bit of diversity in how it's applied, but it still stays true to that style. But this is where the tip comes in. After I've done that, I can use them to create a dialed-in mood board. Now remember, these days, mood boards are no longer under personalize. There's now a mood boards tab. If I click on that, I create a new mood board, give it a quick name, such as Dark Glitch. I can go add from gallery. I can then go through and add all of these images into my mood board. And now they've all been uploaded. So instead of using my style reference this time, I can click use in prompt, add in my subject, submit, and we end up with some cool images like these. And if you want to know the shorter version of the code, once you've generated your first set of images, just simply click on this button over here, and it will show you the code up here. And I'll also pop this in the description if this is a mood board you want to play with also. But now we have ink dripper. So I really love this. It has that real drippy ink sort of feel to all the images, but also has a little bit of an aesthetic tied into it just to keep it unique. So that way you're not just converting an image into black and white ink style, you're actually getting a little bit of a stylized feel out of the images as well. This one here tends to often add a little bit of texture to it as well, like it's actually been drawn on, and just the way it adds in the inky nature into some of the details, like in the tree on the modern family home, is really powerful. Now, inspired by Gustavesque Black and White. So you get that really cool old-fashioned engraving style with all the lines, and it does it pretty successfully, but also ties back to that old style of illustration and also that dark, almost Renaissance or even religious art style of imagery and elements added into the scene. I really love the classical feel of this. And I feel like a lot of people have responded quite well to this mood board also, so definitely try that one out if you're looking for images like what you see here. Old film, dust and scratch. Now this is another one that is great to sort of dial in, dial up, or mix with other mood boards because it has a super grainy, super out of focus effect. You can see how all the images look like they're very kind of creepy in the way they've kind of been dug up and faded and looks like something that shouldn't have been like in the camera, like the camera's not really caught the image onto the film properly. I really love the way it actually adds that creepy feel to some of the images. And like I said, if you dial that in with another mood board or another style and just play with the stylize, you can get some pretty nice effects melded in. So I highly recommend you try these mood boards out, see what you can get, but also try playing with that stylized setting, try mixing up the mood boards and experiment a bit deeper and also see what mood boards you can create yourself. And of course, if you want more, don't forget to check out the links below for my mood board packs that you can use in Midjourney. Otherwise, that is the video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day.